Sidestep Project.
If you could please take a look at this for me, Miss Tenero.
That suitcase!
Yes, about this suitcase. You are the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else out about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it?
There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there?
Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase?
Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional, I'm not supposed to care, but I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see that it was the last one there.
The last one there? It certainly wasn't when I was there. So you're saying, Miss Tenero, that the suitcase in question was the last one?
Yes. They're just so popular, they're practically flying off the shelves.
That's not exactly the impression I got.
The one in the shop is most definitely the last one.
Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase.
Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one.
I didn't say anything about buying it.
Then say you'll buy it.
I'm sorry, I can't.
But why? I think it'll go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. I guarantee it personally as a service professional.
Well, that is... how should I put this? It's hideous.
Do you see any buttons that say "You're next"? Like, what? Done?
Yeah, I see
Okay, press
That didn't work. Now we have
Did you see any of the others that I said?
I'd have to check again because it changed. So it says, almost 30 seconds, it says Len on the top, and it says blank, wait, ready, okay, right, middle. Oh my god, this music, we're so close, just one button away!
It's the middle on the right, so what does the middle on the right say?
Right. That wasn't it.
Well, you don't hit that, Peter.
You don't press that, you tell me what it says!
Okay, it's a C on the top, 10 seconds!
C?
Yes.
Like S-E-E?
C, yes, C-E-E. C-E-E. Oh, we're dead.
Let him right
God
word.
dang it, we were so close!
Peter, don't press anything when we're just asking you what it says.
Peter? Oh, I'm so mad.
Son of a freaking...
Patient!
Before they knew it, they were there. So was Lotus. She was leaning against the wall, examining her nails.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
She glanced up at him, unimpressed.
Isn't it obvious? I'm looking for Snake.
I'm just not seeing it.
Really? Maybe you need to look harder.
Junpei didn't think that was the problem.
Oh, by the way, I've got a proposal for you two. Care to hear it?
What is it?
Well, I don't like to beat around the bush, so we'll get right to it. Why don't we team up?
Team up?
Yeah. What? You need me to explain it to you? I'm saying, why don't we go through a numbered door?
Even if we wanted to, that's impossible.
Why?
Jeffrey's bracelet number is 5, mine is 6, and yours is 8. Our digital route would be 1. But there's no number 1 door in the large hospital room. The only doors there are 3, 7, and 8.
Then we add another person.
Huh?
Who?
What? Isn't that easy? 7.
She was right. If they added 7, then the 4 of them could go through the number 8 door. But...
Whoa, hold on a sec. What about the other 4?
Why don't you add them up?
that was simple enough.
The digital route for those 4 would be 1.
That's right.
And you know the number 1 door isn't in the big hospital room, right?
Of course I know that.
No. Are you saying you'd leave them behind?
Of course not. What kind of woman do you think I am? Once we get off the ship, we could come back and rescue them, couldn't we? Then we wouldn't really be leaving them behind.
Don't try to lie to us. I don't think you do anything of the sort.
Really? Why do you think of that?
You remember, don't you? We have less than 5 hours left. Even if we manage to escape, there's no way we can come back to rescue them in less than 5 hours.
Well, you never know until you try.
5 years? You were asleep for 5 years?
And the worst possible news was waiting for me. Mia Fey was dead. From the very moment I opened my eyes, I had already lost everything I thought I had. The woman I loved had been murdered, and the woman I loathed had been sentenced to death.
The woman you loathed?
The woman who had spiked my scalding hot coffee, Dahlia Hawthorne. Good old Mia. She didn't let me down. She got her revenge before she checked out. In the end, there wasn't anyone waiting for me when I woke up.
That's so sad.
For someone like me, for someone who had slept away their best days, there were only 2 reasons left to live. And it was for those 2 reasons that I decided to become a prosecutor.
If I may ask, what were your 2 reasons to live?
The first one was you, Trite.
Huh? Me?
If I hadn't drank that stupid poison, Mia Fey never would have died, much less the way she did. You were the only one who was there to protect her. But you let her die. It was all your fault.
It wasn't like that.
I wanted to see for myself what kind of a man you really were.
So, that's why you became a prosecutor?
My other reason for living. She goes by the name of Maya Fey.
You mean me?
You were the only way I could make up for the sin of not saving Mia. 1 year ago, when the Karain village incident was resolved, it was obvious that Morgan Fey was planning something. Whatever her evil plan was, I was determined to stop it. My role as a prosecutor put me in a perfect position to do something about her.
That's how you overheard Pearls' visit with Morgan at the detention center.
I knew that the time was drawing near. Since I knew the plan, I thought I could foil it. My goal was to outwit the plan. I thought if I could do that, I could keep the girl from being caught up in it.
That makes sense.
I love your 999 episodes. Thank you. You're welcome, Maya. You're a recent subscriber that comments on everything. I appreciate you.
Woohoo!
Yay, Maya.
The bee.
The bee.
The bee.
Somewhere a tomato just said God freaking verdumped or whatever.
Cod fishing. Darn
No, she
it.
said,
What? The music reminds me of some of Sega's manager games. I've never played any of those.
Manager game?
Manager.
You are a manager.
Manager.
That sounds so exciting.
I know. Goodness.
Manager.
Just for correctness sake, Big Ben isn't the name of the clock tower, but of the huge bell inside it. Thank you, person from Europe.
Yep. Big Ben is the nickname for it. It's the Elizabeth Tower, I
I
believe.
thought you were going to say Elizabeth Taylor for a second.
No. Yeah, it's the Elizabeth Tower.
Let's see. Cool video. Thanks, chick. That chick likes us, guys.
Okay.
Lol. The way Snake says excellent freaks me out.
Kind of freaks me out, too, still.
Hey, check it out. It's the symbol for Lotus.
What?
See? It's got the woman symbol, and it's got devil horns. Alright?
Yeah, I see it. No two ways about it. That was a pretty good one, kid.
Seven tousled Junpei's hair in what he likely thought to be a friendly manner. Junpei feared his neck might break, even though it was clear Seven had kept his strength in check. Thankfully, Snake interrupted. After Junpei's observation, he'd gone over to examine the card reader.
This is a Mercury symbol. The marks you mistook for horns are the stylized versions of the wings and staff of Hermes.
Wings and a staff, huh? So she beats you to death with the staff until you die and go to heaven? Sounds like Lotus, all right.
Seven shook Junpei's head even more vigorously, and the younger man began to feel as though his brain was being jostled about inside of his skull. He began to feel rather ill.
Unless we can activate this device, I doubt the elevator will function.
In other words, we gotta find a key with a Mercury symbol on it.
So I would assume.
There's something different about this goblin. It doesn't seem hostile in the least. Looking up from its book, it examines us from behind its bifocals.
Ah, welcome. It's rare to have visitors all the way down here.
Too bad we're not guests.
Kid shouts.
If you want to live, tell us where the key to the catacombs is.
And with that, Kid takes her knife and thrusts it into the desk, slicing through the tablecloth. The goblin remains docile.
Ah, you must be the elusive kid. I so wanted to see you with my own eyes. We've all heard so much about you.
But before it can finish its sentence, Kid grabs the knife and hurls it through the air. The goblin sets its book down, now unreadable due to the 7-inch blade protruding through it. It removes the knife and places it on the table.
Your reputation precedes you. You are quite a radical young lady. Nevertheless, it's a shame. I wanted to see how that novel ended up.
Man, Shugo, you really are ignorant, aren't you? I suppose they do say that people with more faults are more attractive. You know, I love the fact that your brain is so full of holes. You feel the same way, do you not, Kazuna-kun?
Kazuna's completely flustered after she's suddenly brought into the conversation.
What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? You were openly professing your love so passionately just a few moments ago.
What? Nana-san, don't tell me that you saw it all.
There's an ominous grin on her face.
You were both ever so cute. I'm ashamed to admit this, but I was quite close to getting a little bit wet.
Wet?
Once again, Kazuna goes rigid with shock. Cut it out! Kazuna, stop talking to her. Just the act alone will make you go nuts.
Objection! It would appear that you did not have all the information you needed after all.
And what does that mean?
I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves that the body was moved from a different location. The killer used this suitcase to move the victim's body, meaning that the real scene of the crime is not this lounge at all.
Objection! Now who's the one rashly jumping into conclusions?
Excuse me?
All you did was find this piece of cloth inside a suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. It could have been the killer simply chose the suitcase as a good place to hide the cloths.
I expected you would come to that conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily.
You should have known better than that. Von Karma is perfect in every way.
Ah, but did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point?
Objection! As if there is proof of that.
Where is the proof that this suitcase was moved around? My first instincts tell me that it's the suitcase and the fact that its rubber stoppers were not in place. that does feel just the slightest bit too easy. Ah, what the hell. I have a full life bar anyway. Take that! Alright, that was obviously wrong, but I think I know what the right piece of evidence is. Take that!
The spilled grape juice in front of the elevator?
Yes, and I'd like to draw your attention to this area here. Where is the evidence that proves the killer dragged the suitcase through here? Take that! This mark here, wouldn't you say that it looks suspiciously like tracks from two wheels?
I suppose.
Further, there is also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. This means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here.
I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else.
I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Objection! Not so fast. This still doesn't put you in the clear, not by a long shot.
Kozuki Ryoko, left out of our conversation, is standing there laughing. She looks over with great amusement at us arguing.
Oh dear, you're all so serious.
She giggles like a giddy little girl, something rather uncharacteristic when you consider her previous behavior. I can see the glint of something approaching madness in her eyes.
Ryoko, what are you doing?
Dear, just give up. Why don't you just tell them so they can get out of here? If they've found out that much already, they're bound to figure out the rest at some point.
Ryoko-san,
Kazuna addresses Ryoko timidly.
do you know anything about my sister?
Oh no, only bits and pieces. My husband acted out on his own selfish desires and sold off Yura-san.
Sold off? While I'm struggling to comprehend what she just said, Keiichiro raises his arm to strike once again.
Shut up, woman!
Ryoko-san!
Kazuna helps Ryoko up after she's crumpled to the carpet.
You ungrateful bitch. You always say too much.
He's completely lost his cool. Keiichiro stalks toward Kazuna and Ryoko with his fists clenched. Please calm down, Kozuki-san. I hurriedly throw myself between him and the ladies. I have to do something here. He's gone completely berserk with rage.
Get out of my way! I can do what I want with my women!
You really need to get with the times, dear. Women don't even have the right to speak. Give it a rest.
What did you say, you...
Stop it, you two!
But then, all of a sudden, a quiet, shrill voice echoes out. It seems to be coming from over by the cage.
Ah, what an independent young lad! Are all the boys wearing braids these days?
I stop and look at Kid.
Who's there?
Looking over in the direction of the voice, we see nothing but the single rat. It stares at us with its small, beady eyes.
Excuse me. You're a girl, not a boy.
It looks like Kid can't decide whether to be puzzled or infuriated by all this. But just between you and me, I don't think this is the first time her personality has led someone to think she's a guy.
I've already told horror stories in the last few episodes, though, about how Jose used to send me like 20 takes of each line, and they all sound the same.
Oh, I actually used to kind of do that.
See, this series with you was actually what got me down from that habit. Because I used to send you like 10 takes of everything.
I actually don't remember.
And then it like slowly went down to like 5 takes of everything, and then like 3 takes of everything.
Yeah.
And by the end of this series, I was only sending you 1 take of anything.
You were just slowly giving up is what it was.
No, see, I still recorded all the takes, but then I would like branch it down to say, okay, I like this one better, I like this one better. And then I just got it in my head of what exactly I wanted to sound like. And then I only did retakes when I didn't hit what I wanted to.
All right.
Instead of just doing everything over and over. For the sake of trying to have options to choose from, I guess.
Yeah. No, that's a good way.
And that wasn't really that healthy for me, though. Because if you spread out and you try to do so many different options for yourself, then you're always tied in between a couple. And if you don't really have the confidence to say, this is what I want to sound like, this is what I do sound like, then you're just going to be kind of wasting your time for hours and waffling back and forth.
Yeah.
That is very good advice.
Yeah, I agree. That's what happens.
He cheered her up?
That's what Pearlie said. She said he was a very nice older gentleman. So, thank you for looking after my cousin, Mr. Godot.
And here I was, thinking you were nothing more than a coffee addict.
Cut it out. You're making me blush.
This guy is really beginning to get on my nerves, in more ways than one.
The truth is, there aren't that many places to look on the Inner Temple side. The police were all busy going over the garden with fine-toothed combs. So I decided to carry out an investigation in my own way. Godot style.
I'm the same way. I like to hand down verdicts in my own way, beard style.
Maybe I should ask some questions Phoenix style.
Wow, I see. This man's almost like a creature from a different world. I can kind of understand why Kazuna's getting so worked up about him now.
Huh? Shugo-san, you're kind of frowning there.
Nah. I allowed myself a derisive chuckle. I was just thinking that you'd be on even ground compared to a famous guy like that. Although it does make me feel kind of miserable to think that.
Shugo-san?
I expected Kazuna to be overjoyed and scream, "Oh my god, seriously?" Or something to that effect. However...
Akao is certainly a wonderful man, but there's another guy I'd rather be with.
Huh?
Whoops! That just slipped out! Forget it. I didn't say anything. Wow, today's a pretty chilly one, too.
Right. I can feel my cheeks getting hot for some reason. We both end up looking downward in embarrassment.
Peter censored himself.
Did I do that again?
What? You always censor yourself.
No, I mean like you used to.
I used to censor myself, but I don't give a fuck anymore.
I'm sorry, you don't give a freak.
Yeah.
I like how you would even like censor yourself when you were reading directly what it said on the screen, so we could still see it, but you'd say something different.
That really was pointless if you think about it.
Yeah, it was.
I think, I don't know, my mindset at the time was more like, well, you know, it's on screen, but like, I don't feel like I have to say it, you know, if I don't want to.
It's not a bad habit.
What was that?
This is a Christian channel. Thank you very much.
How many games about murder are we playing?
Hey, you know, I'm not gonna lie, you know, at first, when I first started doing my Let's Play stuff, I was trying to be clean for almost that reason.
And, when did you decide to do Cyanode?
After I entered college.
If you look very closely at our logo, if you look at through it with a microscope, you'll see a little tiny cross.
Illuminati confirmed?
Illuminati confirmed.
You've really got
College has corrupted you so much.
Well, it's a good thing because I'm, you know, seeing more of the world and having more fun, and, you know, I'm not religious anymore, so, yeah.
Seeing more of the world through hentai.
So, you're saying this Lord Gordain bought this ship?
Yeah, at least I think I am.
That's impossible! No way we're in some boat that's almost 100 years old!
Pipe down. Just pay attention. What? That's it? Well, have you got any proof?
Proof?
Proof that this ship is really the Gigantic.
Well, the ship's got stuff like the Titanic and hospital ship. So I just
for
figured...
goodness. Don't tell me that's your only reason.
No, I've got more.
Like?
Well, I mean...
Seven looked around desperately, doing anything to avoid meeting Lotus's piercing stare. He scratched his head for a moment, then gave up. Finally, he opened his mouth.
I don't know.
Lotus sighed and shook her head.
I guess your memory isn't back yet, is it?
No. Sorry.
Then, almost as if to save Seven from further embarrassment, a bell began to ring from far away.
Indeed, there wasn't poison in that bottle, but protein powder. Conversely, where did the poison that should have been in the bottle end up?
There was protein powder in the poison bottle. So, flipping things around, what container was the poison in?
Oh goody, we get to wait for the idiot to figure it out.
I can do this.
Gotta spell it one letter at a time, don't you?
P-N R O T-E-I Protein!
Oh, isn't that cute? Nyagi can spell protein. He's growing up so fast.
Joey? Can you hear me? Joey? Why did you hit Joey, Ma? Why did you hit him? Joey? Wake up, Joey! Wake up!
Joey.
Even though they were young, to lose a twin brother, not to mention how their mother must feel.
At least Johnny had the beta blockers erase the memories. Not like he remembered it. Much.
Fuzzily unlinked, not erased. Somewhere in there, the aftermath of those memories probably lingered.
What about their mother? I don't think she took the beta blockers.
She seems to have gone a little cuckoo. At least, I don't really think she called Johnny Joey as a nickname.
But if she then takes Johnny for Joey, what about Johnny himself?
I don't like it here. Let's move on.
In any event, it seems to be established that the killer was wounded. All right then, witness. Continue.
Oh, wait a minute!
What's the problem?
I know I probably shouldn't say this, but there's a big contradiction in Nick's explanation!
Maya!
Don't lie on me! This dagger, you said it wounded the killer!
Uh-huh, that's right.
But, if Mr. Goodell had really been cut with a dagger, then his clothes should be bloody or have a rip in them, right?
Maya, maybe he changed his clothes. That solved the contradiction pretty easily.
What are you talking about? It's not that simple at all! Remember back to the day of the murder? Everyone that was on the inner temple side got trapped there.
Ah, that's right. And once the bridge was fixed and the police headed for the inner temple...
Mr. Goodell was already there waiting for them. Ergo, he never had a chance to change his clothes. Jeez.
Order in the court. What the witness...
Objection! Well, maybe he brought a change of clothes with him.
But no one could have predicted the lightning strike that shut down the bridge. Why would anyone have brought a change of clothes?
Did the judge take smart pills during the last recess? Well then, maybe the killer took off his clothes before he committed the murder. That way he wouldn't get any blood on them.
Objection! That's impossible, Trite. You know how cold it gets up there late at night. After a few minutes with no clothes on, you'd be frozen solid.
Time to get up, Shugo-san! It's morning!
My futon suddenly yanked off.
Hey, rise and shine! Are you awake yet, Shugo-san?
I look over to find Kazuna already changed, ready to head out. What the heck? You're up pretty damn early.
Well, of course. Women have lots of things to take care of in the morning, like makeup and stuff.
Oh, you put on makeup, Kazuna?
What, you got a problem with that?
Well, you're pretty damn cute without it. I don't think you need it at all, to be honest.
Seriously?
Nah, I was just flattering you. Thunk. Ow! She delivers a hearty kick to the side of my gut.
If there's something strange in the neighborhood, who you gonna call? Dick Gumshoe!
Well, Trite, if you're the real deal, then finish this thing once and for all. Show us beyond a shadow of doubt that you can finish this on your own.
No, Nick! Please don't!
Maya!
I heard the whole thing from my sister in the medical office. That's why I have to protect Mr. Godot. I can't do it. I can't testify against him. After all, he's the man who put his life on the line to protect Mia. And me too!
Maya, I know that!
Nick.
But even so, it still doesn't absolve him of his crime! Please, Maya, testify.
Miss Faye, your testimony, please.
This is the final testimony. Don't bother trying to hide anything, because I'll know. I want to hear the truth from your own lips.
I understand. I'm sure you're right. I'm ready now, Nick.
I understand. I open the cage door. The rat quickly scurries out. The rat laughs as a strange smile comes over its face.
You really are a bunch of fools.
Spitting out those words, the rat suddenly starts to tremble before rapidly growing in size, growing larger and larger by the second.
Oh my god, Serge, you did not!
It's a griffin!
Stupid humans! You're just in time for lunch. My mother's, that is.
Damn it, Serge! You walked right into its trap!
Oh man, what was I thinking?
But all of that was in the past. My feelings for both of you haven't changed.
Kazuna.
Are you implying you still have feelings for my sister even now, Shugo-san? Man, that makes things kind of awkward.
No, that's not it. Hearing such a cheerful reply from her makes the words suddenly come tumbling out of my mouth. I might be the reason why Yuro went mad. 7 years ago, when Yuro asked me to save her, I betrayed her.
And that's why you helped me search for my sister? So you could apologize for what happened?
Well, is that why? I just don't know. I've asked myself that 1,000,000 times over, and I still don't know. But this feeling of guilt inside me, it's always been sitting at the bottom of my heart for these last 7 years. Kazuna flashes me a tender smile while I stand there bewildered.
I love you, Shugo-san. have one more reason for wanting to find my sister now. If you really want to apologize to her, then I'll help you out. With that as my goal, I feel like I can overcome anything if I just try hard enough.
She giggles in embarrassment. Kazuna, you're really... The words just won't come out. That's why I embrace her. Strongly, tightly. I'll never let her go again.
Shugo-san.
As she whispers my name, Kazuna gently slips her arms behind my back.
Ah, but I did everything I was told to!
Sir, I told you already, you can't go down there!
No! You remove yourself from my way!
What is all that racket?
My luggage! My cargo! They're mine, and I demand you return them to me!
We're still investigating the cargo hold! Please understand and have a little patience!
I suppose there is no choice.
Finally, I think he gave... Hey! What are you?
You have left me no choice but to use strong force! Gah!
You won't get past me!
This is... Wait, that's it! So that's what this whole thing has been about!
Further, there's a matter of the key to the display case that held the murderer's bank. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed.
The doc said that it's one giant bruise from a beating on his shoulder down to his mid-back.
Turbo logic power! It's so simple. It's been staring me in the face this entire time, but I've been too busy being clever to notice it.
Right around the time when Keiichiro was getting his business off the ground, there were a lot of businessmen coming and going in and out of the place. A number of them encountered some rather strange events going on inside the mansion when they were there for business talks. There were mysterious noises coming from somewhere inside the mansion. It was a series of low, guttural, indescribable cries that sounded like a cross between a beast's roar and a woman's death throes. Whenever Keiichiro heard them, his mood would turn foul, and he'd call over his wife Ryoko and give her some commands. One time, a suspicious guest asked Keiichiro about it.
You know those strange noises we've been hearing? If you're keeping some manner of rare beast in here, I'd very much like to see it.
Keiichiro responded with a cross look on his face.
I have nothing of the sort here. It's just my daughter making a racket. Please ignore it.
Your daughter? But why is she screaming like that?
Something went wrong,
And after falling into a depressed silence, Keiichiro didn't say any more about his daughter.
If we're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far, we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's something we all overlooked from the very beginning. Because normally, it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration.
Jeez, what was that all about? Was he trying to jump his way down here or something?
Franziska!
Was? What do you want?
I found it, Franziska. I found the real murder weapon.
You did?
He really jumped. Crazy son of a bitch.
We didn't realize it until now, but the answer has been right in front of us this whole time.
He might be hurt. We should go check on him, sirs.
There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit.
This coming from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across.
Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, then you'll back yourself up with evidence.
You two aren't listening at all, are you?
Come on, Zen. Show me the real murder weapon you speak of.
Well, I don't exactly have it in my organizer. Evidence that big would come underfoot. I don't have any evidence to show you.
Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool from a foolishly foolish fool meant to fool me. What do you mean by I don't have any evidence to show you?
Perhaps I should have phrased it as, that which caused Agent Hicks's death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe I have figured out what was the real cause of death. The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground.
He fell to his death?
Yes, this is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back. And the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death.
But the murder happened inside this plane.
I know.
Are you claiming that there is some place in this plane which he could have fallen from?
As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time.
You can't mean...
Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs of this very cargo hold.
What? Then oh, we're in trouble! We may have a second death on our hands, sirs! Oh God, I gotta hang in there, buddy! Hey, you! Tell me you aren't dead, pal, please!
Quiet! Why are you screaming?
Holy trench coats! He's alive! Woohoo! Oh, thank God and a half!
Dude, you should totally give this series a try. I mean, really? It's just wicked awesome! I've already plowed through 3 books straight!
What's it called?
Animorphs. It's about this group of kids turning into animals to fight mind-controlling slugs.
I don't like that weird alien stuff.
Why not? It's great! Instead of going to boring school, they get to turn into tigers and maul big bad aliens. They're all like, roar, 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 roar! And then they pick up lasers, and it's all pew pew, pew 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 pew, pew 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 pew.
Stop that.
Just watch, Johnny. One day, I'm gonna be a famous writer. I write the coolest novel on the block, and every kid will get my book for free. I'll make us rich and buy both you and Ma really big houses.
How would you get rich if you give away the books for free?
Free for the kids. The parents will still have to pay, of course.
Alright, here we go.
Okay.
There's weird symbols again on the top right. There's
Our favorite.
Alright, so bottom left there's a copyright symbol. Bottom right there's a weird swirly U thing that kind of looks like half of the W if it was in Disney font.
What? Does it have something above it?
No, nothing above it. It's just like a crescent and then like a weird O thing. Okay,
That's the little loopy one.
the one on the top right looks like some guy with like a weird. How do I describe this? Actually, it sort of looks like a butt.
Okay. Does it look like a butt?
It looks like-
I think it looks like a butt.
or it looks like a
What's the
sack.
last one?
The last one is like a weird. If there's a V upside down and then it curves up into a tiny little curve with like a slash through the top, middle part.
Okay, the copyright symbol,
Okay, copyright.
then the butt,
But
That's sick.
then the Disney W.
okay, the last one. There we go. Okay, that's that one.
Oi, what's the meaning of this, Asahina?
Well...
You're lying to us, Asahina. Based solely on the footprints you left, this is what it looks like you did in the chemistry lab. You arrived after the powder had been spilled and went straight to Cabinet A. In other words, it appears as though whatever you did didn't involve you going to Cabinet C.
What? Just... What the hell? What's going on?
Furthermore, the footprints aren't the only part of your story that didn't manage to keep straight.
What?
Before I get into that, I'd like to present a new piece of evidence.
New evidence? Preposterous! There couldn't possibly be anything else!
Oh, but you're the one who gave it to me.
I did?
The evidence was hidden inside the poison bottle you gave me earlier. To overlook something so significant, you made a near-fatal mistake there, Togami.
Spit it out! What was in the bottle?
Here's what I found.
Huh? A shard of glass?
It was hidden at the bottom of the bottle. When you drank the powder, Togami, the shard of glass rose to the top, allowing me to find it. Thanks to you, I've solved this mystery. You have my gratitude.
What is that shard from?
So you haven't figured it out yet. In that case, Naegi, you tell him for me, would you?
Huh? Me?
Oh, hey. Did you get the roadkill?
It's ready.
Great! Go set it up. I'll be right back.
Neil. These painkillers, I think they're yours.
Hey!
May I ask why you're on them?
I wasn't going to tell you, but... Oh, this is embarrassing. A few days ago, I walked into a concrete wall.
You just walked into a wall like that?
What can I say? I was in deep thought. You know how deeply I think.
These are some rather strong pills, Neil.
And it was a rather strong concrete wall. 'Twas a match made in heaven, I say. Anyways, you got the roadkill, right? Let's hurry. John's dying back there.
Neil! You aren't addicted, are you?
Are you kidding me? I'd overdose before I'd sink to that level on contrived mess.
If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Higgs to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is that the key card that allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such high-level access is Miss Rhoda Tenero. I'd say that is a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you?
I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that. What I am certain about is that I must prove Miss Tenero's innocence. Murder accusation aside, she's been quite kind and courteous to me. Besides that, her turning out to be a homicidal maniac is the kind of twist usually reserved for case 4 or 5.
Is there more than one battery on the bomb?
How do I tell?
Turn it around.
Okay, let's see.
Sometimes there's stuff on the side, like batteries.
Alright, it looks like, What do the batteries look like? I see something that says car.
Probably like batteries.
There's like one battery at the bottom, it looks like. No, wait, that's a USB port, never mind. Okay, there's 2 batteries, I see them, there's 2. There's 2.
Charge our phones on the bomb. Oh no.
2 batteries.
Okay.
What else do you need to know? 1 minute 30. Jesus. It's only the first bomb, guys, come on.
So you cheered Pearls up.
When I found that little girl, the first thing she asked about was her cousin, Maya Fey.
Really?
The bridge was burned down and she was huddled up in that tiny shack with no heat. Even though she must have had a truly terrifying night out there, she asked about you before she said anything about herself.
Pearly!
I noticed that you weren't anywhere on the inner temple side, but I couldn't find it in myself to tell her that. So I gave her my last cup. with milk and sugar to hide the bitterness of the harsh truth.
What a sweet story.
He had a thermos of coffee. Why doesn't that surprise me?
I think Ogami herself did it.
What are you talking about? She would never!
No, she most certainly went to the chemistry lab, and to Cabinet C, where the poison was, at that.
Liar! You're lying! Why would you lie about something like that?
She isn't lying. Kirigiri provided me with the evidence that shows Ogami did pay a visit to Cabinet C. I just have to show that to Asahina and get it through her head. Then she won't be able to deny it.
You're lying! What are you talking about?
You've got to listen to us.
You're wrong! You're wrong! I'm the killer!
Asahina, you don't have to do this.
End this! Stop it! Don't say that!
You know the truth at this point.
You're lying! What are you talking about? You're wrong! You're wrong! I'm the killer!
Asahina, you know that's not possible. Asahina, please just listen to me.
You're lying!
Asahina.
What are you talking about? You're wrong! You're wrong! You're so fucking wrong! I'm the killer!
If you won't listen, then...
Stop it! Don't say that! You're lying! What are you talking about? You're wrong! You're wrong! What the fuck are you talking about? You're so fucking wrong! You're so fucking wrong! I don't want to hear it! I'm the killer! It's me!
That's enough, Asahina.
Maya, don't lie to me. I know very well what you're trying to do, but I just want answers. Looks like I have no other choice. Courtroom God, I call upon you now. Show me every possible outcome, every angle I can tackle. Show me the secret of the universe and point me in the right direction. In the name of the justice system and all that is good, show me a sign!
You have gone too far, Phoenix.
What?
You cannot bend the fabric of time just to solve a simple cross-examination.
This can't be happening!
As punishment, you'll be caught in an eternal time loop until you